Please be seated. Chancellor Ulscol na Heran, Uachtaran Colasta Riagna na Málaí an Heran, La Chancellor, Clíthura Colscol na Heran, Adina Ushta, Tafalcha Road, Coogee, at RCSI anew. Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Registrar of the NUI, distinguished guests, graduates, colleagues and your guests. It's a real pleasure to welcome you to the RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences conferring ceremony as we celebrate the dedication and achievement of our graduands today. Before formally declaring open the conferring ceremony, I'd like to introduce the platform party. At the table at the front of the stage, from your right, is Professor Michael Murphy, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland. Beside him, Professor Deborah McNamara, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. And then to the front of the stage, from your right-hand side, Dr. Patrick O'Leary, Registrar of the National University of Ireland. Professor Helena Kelly, Head of the School of Pharmacy and Biomolecular Sciences at RCSI. Dr. Colin Foster, Director of Academic Programmes at the Graduate School of Healthcare Management of RCSI. Dr. Emily O'Dowd, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Surgical Affairs at RCSI. Dr. Marie Morris, Senior Lecturer in Postgraduate Surgical Education. Dr. Trudy Meehan, Lecturer in the Centre for Positive Health Sciences here at RCSI. Dr. Judith Gilroy, Associate Director of Academic Affairs. Ms. Orla Keegan, Director of Bereavement and Education of the Irish Hospice Foundation. Mr. Ewan Friel, Managing Director of Healthcare Management at RCSI. Professor Tracy Robson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs. And my name is Cathal Kelly, CEO of RCSI. RCSI degrees are under Irish legislation. They're also degrees of the National University of Ireland. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Deborah McNamara, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, to come forward and address us on this occasion.
Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, Vice-Chancellor RCSI, Registrar National University of Ireland, Deputy Vice-Chancellor of RCSI, Heads of School, academic and professional colleagues, distinguished guests, and of course our graduating class. It's a pleasure to welcome each of you here this morning for this RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences National University of Ireland Postgraduate Conferring Ceremony for the class of 2025. My name is Professor Deborah McNamara and I'm President of RCSI. I'd like to especially welcome our graduates and your families, friends and supporters to RCSI's graduation today. Today we will confer 360 postgraduate awards, including 110 awards at master's level. For each of you receiving a qualification today, this graduation is an important milestone, and I applaud you for your achievement. Postgraduate qualifications like these do not come easily. They require persistence, effort, and personal sacrifice, and you should be very proud of what you have achieved. I'm also conscious that many of you worked while studying, managing the very difficult balance between work, life, and study. And so today is not just a day of celebration for you, but also for your families and friends and children, and they're very welcome here today to join these celebrations. It's also an important day for the worldwide RCSI community. Our mission at RCSI is to educate, nurture, and discover for the benefit of human health. And we're proud to be the highest ranked university in the world for our contribution to good health and well-being, the third UN Sustainable Development Goal. We can only achieve that impact through you, our graduates. Today you will join a global network of more than 35,000 alumni working in over 100 countries around the world to improve human health. The knowledge and skills that you have acquired will enable you to make a unique contribution to that community and to the society that each of us has the privilege to serve. Over recent years at RCSI, we have reflected on how we can do more to support clinicians and scientists in their efforts to improve communication and engagement with members of the public about health. In addition to our popular My Health lecture series and our extensive research collaborations with patient and public representatives, in February 2026, we will open a new exhibition space called Humanarium. in our brand new Education and Research Building at 118 St Stephen's Green. This will be the first free public engagement space in Ireland dedicated to health and well-being, where visitors can look forward to learning more about the science of you. We look forward to welcoming our graduates as well as your family, friends and the wider community to drop in and learn more. In closing, may I offer you my warmest congratulations on your wonderful achievements. We look forward to watching how your careers progress, so please do keep in touch with us. We wish you every success. Thank you.
Thank you, President. We now move forward with the opening of the RCSI and the NUI conferring ceremony. I invite the all graduands to please stand, and I call on the Registrar of the National University of Ireland. If I could ask the graduands to all stand. And I call on the Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Dr. Patrick O'Leary, to formally open the NUI conferring ceremony.
Universitas Hibernia Nacionalis, Pre Honorables Cancellariae Totaque Universitas, het Comitiae Universitariae, Oda Convocata sunt, ut het Mulieres Maximae Examae, et het Viri Maximae Examae at Gradus Academicos admittantur. This is a meeting of the National University of Ireland for the purpose of conferring of degrees. The graduands will be presented by Professor Cathal Kelly, Vice-Chancellor of RCSI, and the degrees will be conferred by Professor Michael Murphy, Chancellor, National University of Ireland.
This is a meeting of RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences for the purpose of conferring degrees. I will present the graduates in my role as Vice-Chancellor of RCSI, and the degrees will be conferred by Professor Deborah McNamara, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. I now formally declare the conferring ceremony open, and we will proceed to the recital of declarations that can be found on pages 10 and 11 of your conferring booklet. I now invite the graduands for the Masters of Pharmacy, MPharm only, to remain standing. Other graduands may be seated. And I invite Professor Tracy Robson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs, to lead you in the declaration.
I am so pleased to be here to celebrate you and your achievements on this very special day. This afternoon, you will recite the RCSI Graduate Declaration. The Graduate Declaration is a commitment to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your time here at RCSI. In a moment, I will read the declaration aloud, line by line. I ask that all Masters of Pharmacy graduands please repeat each line after me, as confirmation of your values and responsibilities as future healthcare professionals. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of the patient will be my first concern. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will remember that there is art to my profession and my science, and that warmth, empathy, and understanding may outweigh treatment alone. I will uphold the highest ethical standards and demonstrate unwavering academic integrity in my chosen profession. I will respect any confidential information that is entrusted in me, even after a patient has died. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and the patient. I will not use my professional knowledge to violate human rights or civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will abide by the code of conduct of my profession, and I will promote the highest standards of practice, lifelong education and research in the interest of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Thank you. You may be seated. I now invite the graduands to stand who are receiving awards in professional certificates and diplomas, postgraduate diplomas, Master of Surgery and Master of Science. Please stand. You will find the declaration on page 10 of your conferring booklet. In a moment, I will read the declaration aloud, line by line. I ask that all professional certificates and diplomas, postgraduate diplomas, Master of Surgery and Master of Science graduands, please repeat each line after me as confirmation of your values and responsibilities as future healthcare professionals. I acknowledge my position at the forefront of my field of learning and scholarship. I understand my responsibility to use this learning to contribute and lead in my community. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will uphold the highest ethical standards and demonstrate unwavering academic integrity in my chosen profession. I will respect any confidential information that is entrusted in me. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene in my duties in my chosen profession. I will not use my knowledge to violate human rights or civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose step I walk, and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will promote the highest standards of practice, lifelong education and research in the interest of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely and upon my honour. Thank you.
We now move to the conferring of graduates for professional certificates only. We'll commence with the presentation of the Professional Certificate in Children and Loss. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduands.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos certificationem post baccalaureatum in scientia.
I invite the President of RCSI to admit the graduands.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates with the professional certificate.
Dr. Colin Foster, Director of Academic Programmes at the RCSI Graduate School of Healthcare Management, will now come forward to introduce the graduands to receive professional certificates.
The Professional Certificate in Children and Loss programme is delivered in partnership with RCSI and the Irish Hospice Foundation and awarded by RCSI and NUI. I will now call on each graduand to come forward. Anya Corrigan. Siobhan Flynn. Laura Gallagher. Emma Gagan. Aisling Green. Paddy Hannigan. May Mulhern. Adele Mulligan. Donna Mullen. Michelle O'Farrell. Maureen O'Neill. Aideen O'Shea. Amanda Ryan. Arlette Savidra Kerr. Erin Shepherd. That concludes the presentation of professional certificates. Congratulations on your achievements.
We now continue with the presentation of professional diplomas, including the Professional Diploma in Clinical Leadership, Professional Diploma in Leading Digital Health Transformation, Leading Workplace Health and Wellbeing, and the Professional Diploma in Positive Health. I'd invite the graduands to please stand, and I ask the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduands.
Ego octaratate mihi concessa, admitto vos et certificationem post baccalaureatum in scientia noso commendi.
I invite the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland to admit the graduands.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates with the professional diploma.
Dr. Colin Foster will now introduce the graduates receiving professional diplomas from the RCSI Graduate School of Healthcare Management.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward for the Professional Diploma in Clinical Leadership. Krishna Abrahams. Alia Al-Hurani. Khalaf Al-Mazrui. Iman Al-Marashi. Elizabeth Armstrong. Lindsay Beju. Mary Joy Batayan. Emily Breen. Anne Byrne. Shang Yun Chai. Claire Cortez. Alexandra Kraft. Kira Dunn. Anne Early. Samra El Bashir. Irene Fatima. Felinor Gabeleno. Rachel Gannon. Jin-U George. Karen Glennon. Amir Hussain. Chid Inma Izu Goru. Grace Jones. Annette Keating. Antoinette is the winner of the Professional Diploma in Clinical Leadership Highest Achiever Award. Aileen Kelly. Grace Kelly. Deirdre Kieran. Camille Khan. Anne-Marie Kilgannon. Mohammed Leymoud. Aoife Lawler. Esther Lim. Eileen Long. Sanup Matlei Kugaramath. Siobhan McGrory. Lisa McKeown. Rachel McKevitt. Tatiani Melrose. Rodrigo Montenegro. Noreen Montgomery. Denise Mooney. Katrina Moran. Nicole O'Connell. Clina O'Donovan. Rania Oakby Cronin. Anakodi Rajam Anakam. Rihanna Ramlogan. Kira Rowe. Adele Scully in absentia. Podrick Scully in absentia. Anita Sequeira. Dan Paul Vincent Soko. Sinead Standing. Leila Taban. Binsi Tanik Aparam Bill Davasi. Murray Thompson. Michelle Toohey. Princey Varghese. Manu Vijayam Srinilayam. And the Professional Diploma in Leading Digital Health Transformation, Deepak Basavaraj Appa, Richard Candelaria, Mariana Guerrero, in absentia Bindu Joseph, Jennifer Keenan, Chimdire Nuachuku, Osei Mwensi Ogbebor, Dymphna O'Hara, Ambili Ponapan Anil, Feihin Tulua Thomas. That concludes the presentation of professional diplomas for the Graduate School of Healthcare Management. Congratulations on your achievements.
We now move to the presentation for professional diplomas at the RCSI Centre for Positive Health Sciences. I invite Dr. Trudy Meehan, lecturer in the Centre for Positive Health Sciences, to introduce the graduates.
Professional Diploma in Leading Workplace Health and Wellbeing. I will now invite each graduate to come forward. Janet Buckley. Elise O'Grady. Fanula Power. Mary Riley. Evelina Stopka. Joanne Ward. Professional Diploma in Positive Health, Katie Armstrong. Claire Considine. Colin Delaney. Maeve McCarthy. Ciara McGuinness. Christine Malloy. Niamh O'Connor. Barry O'Dwyer. Katrina O'Reilly. Claire O'Sullivan. Michelle Rattigan. Amy Rowe. Jennifer Ryan in absentia. Niamh Walsh. Ingrid Whitehead. That concludes the presentation of professional diplomas for the RCSI Centre for Positive Health Sciences. Congratulations on all your achievements.
We now proceed with the conferring of postgraduate diplomas. I'd like to invite the graduands for postgraduate diplomas to please be upstanding. Pre honorabili cancellariae totaque universitas, presento vobis has meas filios et hanc mea filiam, quos sim tam moribus, quam doctrina habilis et esse qui admitter ad diploma post baccalaureatam in sanitas cura tractanda, etc. idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduands.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos, ad diploma post baccalaureatum, diploma post in sanitatis cura tractanda, etc.
I invite the President of RCSI to admit the graduands.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates with the postgraduate diploma.
Dr. Emily O'Dowd, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Surgical Affairs at RCSI, will now come to the lectern to call forward graduates receiving the Postgraduate Diploma in Human Factors in Patient Safety.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward. Ashwathi Asokan. Gabriella Bassi. Anit Johnson. Tina Louise. Angela McElroy. That concludes the presentation of postgraduate diplomas for human factors and patient safety. Congratulations on your achievements.
We now move to the conferring of the degree of Master of Surgery, MCH by module. If I could invite the graduands for Master of Surgery, MCH by module, to please be upstanding as I present you for conferring. Pre honorabilis cancellarii totaque universitas, presento vobis hasmeus filios et hasmeus filias, quo sim tam moribus, quam declina biles esse quae admitter ad graduum magisterii and chirurgiae, idique tibi fide meo tester expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the NUI to admit the graduands.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisterii in chirurgia.
I invite the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland to admit the graduands.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates of the Master of Surgery, MCH by module.
Dr. Marie Morris, Senior Lecturer in Postgraduate Surgical Education at RCSI, will now come forward to introduce the graduands.
I will now call on each graduand to come forward. Arabi Abbas. Al-Najjar Abdal Majid. Ammar ibn Ahmed. Amira Hannes Amir. Mohammed Shohab Anwar. Mohammed Ashahab Arshad. Zohab Ashraf. Mohammed Amir Nazif bin Noor Azman. Clodagh Canavan. Cameron Chatur. Mohammed El Hassan. In absentia. David Flynn. Mohammed Abuzar Ghaffari, in absentia. Mohammed Al-Fatah Hamza. Abel Joshua Thomas. Lorcan Lawler. Jailing Lau. Robert McGrath. Chiamaka Metu. Chukwanomzo Metu. Mohammed. Sheikh Mohammed Mudassir. Conor O'Brien. Gabriel Orsi. Finola Elizabeth O'Sullivan. Alexander Price. Abdul Rahman Anwar Rodwin. Abdul Razik Salah. Mohammed Tariq Shah. Syed Majid Ali Shah. Sanjay Shanmugast Undaram. Manjeet Singh. Shannon Tenagaran. Gordon Tracy. Xander Van Heerden. Hagir Zain El Abdin. That concludes the conferment of Master of Surgery, MCH by module. Congratulations to you all on your achievement.
We now proceed to the awards of Master of Pharmacy, MPharm. I'd invite the graduates for MPharm to be upstanding as I present you for conferring. Pre honorabilis cancellari totaque universitas, presento vobis haus meus filios et haus meus filias, qui sim tam moribus quam doctrina habiles esse quae admittur ad graduum magisteri in pharmacia, idaque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego actaritate mihi concessa admitto vos ad gradum magisterii in pharmacia.
I invite the President of RCSI to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates with the Master of Pharmacy.
Professor Helena Kelly, Head of the School of Pharmacy and Biomolecular Sciences at RCSI, will now introduce the graduates for the degree of Master of Pharmacy, MPharm.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward. Ashley Agiai. Dilu Anachibi, in absentia. Isabel Azu. Juliet Beattie. Oritset Temayen Boyo. Caitlin Brady. Kieran Cahill. Phoebe Campbell. Lucas Chadwick. Maria Colahan. Ciara Compton. Caroline Conlon. Pádraig Cullen. Mary Cunningham. Nathan de Bustos. Jenny Demmel. Neil Devlin. Emer Fahy. Ciara Farrell. Rachel Fitzsimons. Roisin Friars. Zlata Gerasimova. Zlata is also the winner of the GPA Brenson Lawler Award. Heather Hourigan Powell. Dara Jordan. Joanne Kiley. Maya Maciejowska. Caroline MacDonald. Eva Murray. Clodagh Ní-Shúrdan. Rachel O'Flynn. Precious Olatunji. Enya O'Sullivan. Laura Rice. Emily Rogers. Aya Shakurdi. Melwyn Kyle Solis. Robert Staunton. Robert is also the winner of the following awards: the Boots Award, the Leo Award, the Professor John Kelly Award, and the Servia Award for MPharm research. John Saijo. Ava Thompson. Nancy Tofan. Anna Walsh. Maeve Walsh. And Jenny Zai. That concludes the conferment of the Master of Pharmacy. Congratulations to you all on your achievement.
We now proceed with the awards of Master of Science. If I could ask the graduands for Masters of Science to please be upstanding as I present you for conferring. Pre honorabili cancerari totaque universitas, presento vobis has meus filios et os meus filias, qui sim tam moribus quam doctrina habiles, esse quae admittur ad graduum magisterii scientiae, etique tibi fide mea testor expondeo, totaque academiae. I invite the Chancellor of the NUI to admit the graduands.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa admitto vos ad gradum magisterii scientiae.
I invite the President of RCSI to admit our graduates.
By virtue of my office of President, I admit you graduates with the Master of Science.
Professor Helena Kelly will now come forward to introduce the graduates for the degree of Master of Science in Technology and Analytics in Precision Medicine.
I will now call on each graduate to come forward. Adenike Adebayo Latif. Lachlan Bard Fraser. Hannah Bredecan. Hannah Cummins. Olawedi Melade Dio Alade. Mairead Deaver. Aurelia Dilo. Anya Finnegan. Simon Garland. Lucian Giba. Joshua Harvey Graham. Joan Healy. Mark Kelly. Martin Krupa. Olivia Lennon. Luca Mama Ladaze. Kezia Mongwe. Favor Olafimi. Onyedika Onara. Eleanor Rawlinson. Abby Reynolds. That concludes the conferment for the Master of Science in Technologies and Analytics in Precision Medicine. Congratulations to you all on your achievements.
For the awards of the degree of Master of Science in Positive Health Coaching, I invite Dr. Trudy Meehan from the RCSI Centre for Positive Health Sciences to introduce the graduands for this degree.
I will now call each graduate to come forward. Sharon Brady. Margaret Crowley Murphy. Jean Cunningham. Frederick Zauber. Mary Dooley. Paul Kieran Doyle. Shauna Garvey. Genevieve Grapari. Saman Jayawera. Aoife Lane. Dorothy Lawler. Kathy Marr. Joseph McHugh. Victor McGanity. Uzo Amaka Kaka Njoku. Claire O'Donnell Moran. Niamh O'Gorman. Leklotlo Pearl Olesite. Jackie Wildgoose. That concludes the conferment for the Master of Science in Positive Health Coaching. Congratulations to you all on your achievements.
Pre honorabile Cancellariae totaque Universitas, Ceramonis rite confectus queso facius finem heus, convocationis universitariae. That completes the RCSI and NUI conferring ceremony.
It now gives me great pleasure to invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, Professor Michael Murphy, to address us.
President, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Deans, colleagues, and most importantly, all of you in the front rows, the graduates. I am not going to make a long speech because conferring speeches are generally forgettable and they delay the primary purpose, which is celebration. So I have just 3 brief points on behalf of the National University of Ireland. The first is that if it's your first degree of ENUI or RCSI, I should welcome you into membership of the university for life, unless you commit a serious crime, in which case we can actually take it back. Though I don't believe it's ever happened in recorded history, but it's important to remember it. I want to congratulate you because you didn't arrive here by chance. In between the heavy partying There was a need for commitment and hard work and resilience. And we've been reminded occasionally during the ceremony by the pediatric singing that in the case of postgraduate degrees, it's particularly challenging because the academic endeavour has to be balanced by family responsibilities. So can I congratulate you on behalf of the NUI on being here. Second point, and reiterating what the President of RCSI said earlier, you didn't achieve the award on your own because your family, for some of you, a partner, a spouse, all played their part in supporting you and driving you forward. And they too deserve much of the credit and can now put away the checkbooks and the credit cards, which means that a lot of the people over here and at the back are smiling even more broadly than you are. And thirdly, academia is a team sport. And like all team sports, academic success requires strong coaches, caring mentors, and role models. And I must also say that RCSI's reputation, that is its recognition globally for excellence in health education, which is built on the commitment of the faculty and a can-do community spirit, which is very evident here, and the wisdom and luck of RCSI in having selected visionary leaders over 250 years. All of these contributed to your success. You've been beneficiaries of these matters. So can I ask you, on behalf of yourselves and everybody else, to thank the faculty who are sitting here on the podium beside me and the people they represent. So, go ahead. Okay, I promised brevity. It says 3 minutes here. So can I just simply conclude by wishing all of you a life of good health, success and reward and fulfillment in your careers, and above all of that, love and happiness in your homes. So have a great celebration. You have earned it. Gur míle mágad.
Thank you, Chancellor. That concludes the RCSI conferring ceremonies. Can I add my congratulations to you all? As both the President and Chancellor have said, achieving a postgraduate qualification is very much a team sport. And perhaps if I could ask you, our graduates, to be upstanding one more time and turn and face your family, friends and supporters and acknowledge how much they've helped you on this journey. Finally, we'd like to invite our graduates and your family and guests to join us for a reception in the lobby. And if I could ask you all to be upstanding for the outward procession. Thank you and congratulations.